Hey, what's going on, everybody? Rob from Feedbackwrench, and today I want to talk about what are some things that small restaurants can do to really excel in their marketing, how they can focus down, how they can use digital marketing, but really how you can focus to dominate. Because, just the other day I was intersecting with a local restaurant, and I noticed a whole bunch of things. I used to work in the restaurant industry when I first got my first job. I worked overnights at a Perkins. I have some friends who are restaurateurs, and I paid attention to the ones that have succeeded and the ones that haven't. So here are some tips just right off the tap. These are going to be 5 things that I think you should do to succeed as a small restaurant or a restaurant startup. Now, you probably don't need me to give you any advice. If you're pushing the rock uphill as a restaurant startup, you got all sorts of things that you got to wrestle through. But I want to give you some quick tips. So the first thing is, I don't want to tell you how to do your job in this, but focus on 1 or 2 items, really just one thing that your restaurant can be known as being the best. Whenever you walk into a restaurant and you say, what do you recommend? You guys should have an answer for something that you're trying to dominate in. And there's a reason for that, right? If you can have the best burger, the best grilled cheese sandwich, the best steak, whatever it is, choose one thing and absolutely throw your passion and heart in it to make it spectacular. Five Guys burger and fries, such a simple concept. You get a ton of French fries that are really good and a great burger, right? For a decent cost. Red Robin, same thing with burgers. You look at some of the pizza joints, $5 pizza just decided to execute on inexpensive pizza. Whether or not they're really successful, I don't know. But that's my first thing. Just choose one item or one niche in your restaurant that you're going to be best at. If you ever watch Gordon Ramsay, the first thing he does when he walks into a restaurant and looks at the menu, if he sees a giant menu with lots of selections, you know that you're not going to be able to prep that well. You're not going to be able to keep good inventory around for that many items. So just narrow your items down. Find a few things that you can do really well. So that's just side advice, right? But now for the digital things. First off, have amazing photos of your food, okay? I just walked into a great restaurant. It's a sandwich shop that we really, really enjoy. And boy, I tell you what, their imagery for their website was horrible. Like, looking at the imagery, I don't even know that I'd want to eat it looking at the photo. And the reason why is because the ambiance in a restaurant is like opposite of what you want for great lighting for photos or for food. Food has to have proper lighting color. If you didn't know this, there's a lighting color, and you really want to nail that so that your food looks optimum. So you may be saying, hey, we don't want to waste a ton of money in professional photography. We don't need to go over a cliff and dump all our profits into something that's not going to return. But I tell you what, great photos of your food on your website, on your Google My Business page, on your social media, in your menus are going to be awesome for your business. I'm telling you, start finding a way so that you can take amazing photos. That doesn't mean that you need to have a professional photographer. If you invest in the right light and maybe have a photographer come in and give you coaching around how to get the lighting perfect, and maybe buy an inexpensive DSLR, or even use one of the more modern iPhones or Android phones. Take lots of photos of your food, but get the lighting right. Make sure it's lit. Make sure you can see what's going on. Make sure that it's zoomed in and it's more of a micro shot. Sometimes I go and you'll see like a platter on a restaurant on the menu. You can't even tell what it is. So I'm telling you, invest in great photography. Get your lighting right. And have photos all over the place. The next thing I would say is invest in your Google My Business account. Your Google My Business account has a couple different functions on there. First of all, you can get reviews, right? Get more reviews than anybody else. Find a gentle way to follow up with your clients. Maybe incentivize them with a free cookie or dessert or something like that. You got to watch your terms and conditions with Google. That's not always kosher. But if you just ask them, hey, if you go on and give us a Google review, we'd love people to know we're around. Take a couple pictures of your food and upload it. Boy, we'd love it if you do that. In fact, can I help you take a picture? Whatever you can do so you're not obnoxious, but ask for that review. Find a way to review. The other good thing is about using Google My Business. Google will actually prompt people to review the restaurant, which is really good, so long as you're doing really well in whatever they order. But get on there, get reviews. use the Google My Business posting system, because when people search restaurants near me, your reviews pop up, and then if you click on the restaurant, it goes into this sub menu or this kind of rich snippet system that shows the posts, that shows your food. And don't be worried about all sorts of promotional events and pancake breakfast, this or that. Execute and just show pictures of your great food. Think of the people that have never been to your restaurant. Think of the new customers that you can attract. Use those great photos and use them in the Google My Business posts. Also put them in your Google My Business photo categories. There's kind of another place where you'll put them. But I'm telling you, invest in the Google My Business, fill out your services, fill out your menu, get your website to feed in the proper menu items. There's so many things to fill out on a Google My Business page when you're a restaurant, but take ownership of that. Number 4, make your website clear and simple and put your menu on there if you want to. But I tell you what, it needs to be mobile optimized. Don't go get a whole other site, but have it be mobile optimized. Have your hours and contact information very easy. If you have a reservation system, make sure that it's very clear on there. But then have your menus, and have your menus show gorgeous, simple photos for each thing. Not only that, but over time, you got to think about this. I know in a restaurant, you're busy a lot, but there's also downtime. And in your downtime, you as the owner could be creating content, and that would be video content. I'm going to jump onto that in my next takeaway here. But your website should be fast. It should have what's called an SSL, a security certificate to it. That means it's HTTPS instead of HTTP. Google and Bing really like that. That'd be the next thing, is make sure that you set up your Google Webmaster and Google Analytics system. And then you can connect your website by using a little code. So make sure you get those codes installed on your website. Not only that, but you might want to have Facebook pixels installed so you can serve up advertising to people who have gone to your website, and you can kind of remember them or offer them some sort of discount or whatever that is. Maybe you don't want to be discounting, but doing some advertising. And when it comes to your website, just keep it simple. Keep it very clear. Think of the user interface for both mobile and desktop, but focus on that mobile, because when people are driving around, they go, restaurants near me, they see that, they click off to the website, and they want to see it. Sure, Yelp is important, but I'm telling you, I think Google My Business is going to be the number one thing. Here's the last bit of advice when it comes to a restaurateur for the digital space. Start vlogging. Now, I'm just using a GoPro, and I've committed to doing this, so I have a rhythm of content creation. But have you ever gone onto YouTube and looked at how many people watch cooking shows or videos showing great food? Now, you should probably consult with somebody to figure out how to execute on video really well. It doesn't always have to be really high-end production, but it should be a lot better than somebody just holding a phone, shaking around, and showing you walk around with food. Preparing food and showing the food that you're eating, and getting some really punched in macro shots of your delicious burgers, pizzas, fresh food. I don't know why junk food's on my mind right now. Maybe that's why I'm too big. But I'm telling you, if you open up a YouTube channel, optimize that YouTube channel, and you just decide that every other day you're going to show one of the things you make and how you made it, and you're going to show that every single time, you could really start to showcase your work using YouTube and Instagram, and then you could post those to Facebook, onto LinkedIn. You can have your food all over the place, and your goal would be to really dominate in your little niche. And that would be my very last recommendation, is that remember that you've got your local communities that you can dominate in. Your Google My Business is going to be local, and you can do some Google advertising to make sure that your Google reviews are shown to almost everybody, but you can also do some retargeting. You can do YouTube ads where they're just a quick bumper in front of something when they're watching it on their Apple TV. Or maybe you do a Facebook advertisement. It can get expensive. You don't want to spend too much there. But a great thing could be if you have a particular area that you have delivery to that most people don't. You can ping certain people at certain times and have some advertisements go So just remember, think local, think your local communities, and make it easy for them to find you. I hope that helps your restaurant. Keep pushing forward and be known for having one great thing, whatever that is. Find one or two things to dominate in. Have a great day.